How do you feel in it? It feels pretty
It's
good?
really comfortable.
Right. I hope so.
It is.
We're just going to hook you up here, Gabby, and see how this works. My name is Catherine Zehr. I'm the costume designer for Ballets with a Twist here in New York. My background in costume design really started with going to the Fashion Institute of Technology here in New York. I majored in fashion design and worked in the garment industry for many years. And I met Marilyn and slowly transitioned to costumes, which is where I wish I'd been in the beginning. But I think all the skills that I learned working in the garment industry, the technical skills, have really helped me in costumes. And it was a great learning experience because doing costumes is so different than working in the garment industry making ready-to-wear. The fit's different, the parameters are different. You have all kinds of issues that you need to take into consideration when you make a costume for ballet and dance than you do just something you wear walking down the street. You can have a beautiful gown if you're going to a party, but you can never put that on stage because a dancer would pick up the lady and the entire costume would shred. So you have to really think about your fabrics and all kinds of things when you're making ballet costumes as opposed to streetwear. How do I come up with the design? Well, it all starts with the choreography because you have to see how the dancers are going to move.
Well, Catherine allows me to be very, very free and to completely let my imagination go wild. So I don't have to be tethered to anything, which is the greatest gift imaginable.
When she starts a dance, I sit through all these rehearsals, and every week she builds on it and builds on it, and she's like, oh, we want to add this in, oh, we want to add that in, oh, we want more people here, or we want more people there. And I just take all that in, and I just keep absorbing it and absorbing it until I can get to the point where I can go fabric shopping. Ballets with a Twist, we perform a show called Cocktail Hour. And it's a different show every time we perform. It's basically a series of dances based on cocktail drinks. So we have martini and gimlet, Mai Tai, Bloody Mary. This is for Bloody Mary. It's our cocktail called Bloody Mary. And Bloody Mary was a Renaissance queen in England, Mary I. The inspiration for it was that Elizabethan kind of ruff that they have around the necks. If you ever see Queen Elizabeth or any of the royals from that period, they all had these figure-8 ruffs, very starched collars, so I thought, why not make a tutu with that look? So I made that, and inside is many, many layers of fabric to get the exact shade that I wanted. So even though this looks like maybe one layer, I think there's 3 or 4 layers of fabric in here. And then there's ribbon, and there's trim on the end, and all of these little things are joined together by hand. So there's string that goes all the way through, but then you have to hand tack each one of these little spots to make sure that it stays like that. And then we have all kinds of other colors underneath. And to keep it stiff, there is steel hooping in here.
The first time I saw the costume, I immediately wanted to put it on and then never take it off. Catherine makes such quality costumes that when you're in the costume, you just feel confident, you feel secure, and it really allows you to dance as well as you can.
What I enjoy most about making costumes is probably working with color and coming up with the initial idea. How is this going to look? How can I help tell the story of this dance through the costume? I love making headpieces. It's my absolute favorite part, but I usually do that at the very end. The headpieces are usually the last thing, so I struggle through everything else just so I can make the headpiece at the end. And they're a lot of fun. This is Cuba Libre. This headpiece looks a little weird off the person, but I was trying to get sort of a Spanish look, how dancers have that little curl on the side and sometimes this little curl in the front, classical Spanish dance. So I knew we couldn't do that with quick changes with our company, so I decided to just make them in crystal so that every girl will have a little curl here, a little curl in the front. Is this even on you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then this is called horsehair braid. You can take a bobby pin, which is terrible, these bobby pins, and just pin right through it into their hair. Blends right in, you don't even see it. The big reward for me is when I finally see the dancer put the first fitting, the costume on. We do a first fitting and they kind of see what the fabric's going to be. And their reaction, it's really a lot of fun. Making costumes are like making doll clothes, only my dolls are 5'6" and they're live, so you can't really stick pins in them directly because they don't like being stuck with pins when I do costume fittings. But that's what my story is, I guess.